welcome to my humble abode. This is my workplace, so to speak, and it's where I do all my stuff, really. My trusty webcam. It's where I record all my video, of my face at least, but unfortunately it's also where I it's my microphone as well, so it's where I record all my audio. So unfortunately, if you're too near or too far, then well, one gets sacrificed, you know. Too near your face, it's too near, but it gets the best audio, so on and so forth, vice versa, that kind of thing. Welcome to my room. It's well, as you can see, it's sort of a bloody mess, but I don't really work here as often. Ever since I started moving to the computer more, I used to do a lot of 2D stuff, like, well, drawing manga, that kind of stuff. Yeah, reams and reams of them. Used to go 2D. I really wanted to be sort of a manga artist. That was sort of what I initially wanted to do. Then, I guess, life changes, interests change. I've always liked it, of course, but, well, just a lot of different things happen, and you know, working on it's my book collection. Working on, well, other stuff helps me to got me better used to digital work. Aha, welcome. This is really freaking old. This is from, I believe, high school, middle school, whatever you call it. This is what I carry to school every day, and I'll sort all my stuff in here, all my comics, all my manga. I used to do a lot. Just always like drawing fantasy. It's just this one was about parallel world, kind of like Narnia. I really liked Narnia back then. It's about this bookworm girl who really liked books, meets a bunch of quirky ass teens like her, then decide to go to another world and save it. This was, of course, before the whole Ikigai boom. Here, these are a bunch of posters that I collect whenever I go to, like, you know, like a Comic-Con convention, that sort of thing, anime convention, every year or so I try to at least pick up one. I always like keep them pressed under somewhere, try to preserve them, but also, well, also because they're pretty risque as far as that kind of goes. But I really love the colors, characters. This is I mean, yeah, I mean, it's sort of a motivator for me that when I get to move out, I finally get to hang these proudly. So now I won't take my chances. Not with the guests we keep having over, but I really like these. I really want to hang them up. Voice acting gets really tough too. I'm really interested in voice acting for a very long time, but it gets a bit tough to do so because of, you know, everyone at home, neighbors, you know, the kind of regular stuff that I'm sure voice actors struggle with. But you know, you gotta work with what you got, and you know, living with your folks, well, in my case, if you're folk, well, you you, I mean, you know, right? Again, 26-year-old still living with his parents. What's that, right? But really, that's the reality of it, right? A mother, she's all I got. So it can be tough trying to make the decision to leave her alone. It's kind of tough thinking about what she'll do without me. But we'll have to walk our own path, and there has to be a time where I have to stop worrying. There's too much to worry about. You know, I heard of this thing called Ikigai, the Japanese concept. Translates to reason for being. Not too familiar with it, really. But the idea does intrigue me. It's basically a combination of 4 different elements that hopefully combine to make the thing that you want to do with your life, right? And that's a question we all want answered. And basically, it's a combination of what you like, what you're good at, what pays, and what the world needs. So apparently, if you can reconcile all 4 of these elements, then you're good to go, so to speak. And I've looked at this a few times, made me think, and well, everything becomes slightly more complicated when you're an artist, right? I guess if you want to look at it that way. The answer is not as simple as I first thought. You know, at first it was like what I like and what I'm good at, and the answer both drawing, right? Making stuff. But it's not that simple. I like drawing. Yeah, I like making characters. Yeah, I'm good at them, but these don't offer me the same thing. Like when you get into the nuances of creating, right? Let's say for a comic, draftsmanship, coloring, inking, scanning, editing, lettering, all these sort of things. There's bound to be stuff that you don't like to do, and it's a question of whether you want to keep on trucking and push through and try to find what you like in those parts, you know, because I don't like lettering. It really slows things down. Actually, I don't like a lot of things that are just really slow. I'm kind of impatient that way. But yeah, it's like there's a whole combination of different things that make the thing that you want to do not quite what you want to do, especially in terms of a career. Like for webtoons, for example, you may think that making a webtoon or making a manga and making a web comic strip are all the same thing, but they're really not. Really not. You know, doing like a newspaper comic, we have to come up with a joke every day. Totally different from a webtoon. A webtoon where you have to think up of some drama cliffhanger or some sort of plot complication every week or 2 weeks, compared to a manga where you're in the grind to fight for the #1 spot at Shonen Jump or whatever, or else you get cancelled and everything you plan just goes to dust. That's the reality I face if I want to consider myself a manga artist, all of which I didn't like. It's starting to see when you get into the minutiae of what you want to do. Just answering that first question of Ikigai is not that simple. I could do webtoons. I'm good at it. I like it enough to, slog through most of the stuff involved, deadlines. I mean, just normal things associated with work, right? Just just a fair deal. To get money, you gotta work, of course, but work that you have to push yourself through, not work that comes from inside you. And as a creative, I feel that's very important. And well, I've always considered myself a selfish person. I only do things because I want to. Every time I try doing things for others, they never work out. And well, that's led to some pretty disappointing outcomes, but I realized that this is how I work. This is who I am. And how, if I'm not gonna do things for people, then what else is there? Then people will be like, self-employed, that kind of thing. I mean, it comes down to everything requires a sacrifice. You may think, just make the sacrifice of, just sacrifice a bit of your, creative freedom, or your, whatever arty-farty desires, right? And just do what the publisher wants, or do whatever your client wants, or whatever. Just suck it up, do it. You'll be fed, right? You get to pay rent, and that's fine. That's perfectly valid, and not everyone has the luxury of choice. Understand that, but I do. At least for now, and I don't know how much longer I can have that luxury of being able to make that choice, where I can either choose to sacrifice my creative freedom, to feel like every moment that I'm working on this is like me not working on things that I really want to make, that I feel could really inspire myself, and could happen to inspire other people. And it's either that, a sacrifice of that creativity, or the sacrifice of time, effort, money, financial stability in order to pursue that. And I have to make that choice. And I found that I'm not very smart, so I chose to sacrifice that stability to make the stories I want to make, because, well, we're all put here for a reason, right? I know I am, and I know it doesn't sound like much, but I believe I was put here to draw and make stuff for myself, mostly, because that's what drives me. But it seems that hey, luckily a lot of people seem to like what I make. So, and not just like, because the fourth thing of Ikigai is something that benefits the world, and really it's hard to consider what a manga artist, guy who draws cute girls blasting monsters with big guns, how would that benefit the world, right? How would that really make the world a better place? But then think about my role models who did those same things, like Montiel, who did just that, cute girls with big guns destroying monsters, and that changed my life. It really did. It made me believe that I could put something out in the world and people will remember me for it when I'm not there in person, in physical form, and when I'm not there 100 years from now. And that makes me think that, maybe this is what I want to do. So what does that mean really? Well, I've always believed that that things should be, well, it's free, in the sense that look at the way that the world is, the direction the world is headed, the internet. Everything will be free, whether or not the creator, the publisher, the company likes it or not. It will be free. That's how the internet will be, no matter what you do. And it will be really accessible. And if you want to be known, if you want people to, as many people to know your work as possible, it has to be free. You slap a paywall on that thing, and your reach is basically decapitated, especially if you're an independent creator. And I've always believed that, because I take free stuff all the damn time. So golden rule, I would like to give people free stuff too, because I don't want some other guy to be in my position of freaking scouring through the whole internet just to find that one drawing or comic that I really liked, and not being able to find it because it isn't free. And it was a shitty feeling. So I don't want that guy to feel it, so have it for free. But people have to eat. But what I like is that the idea of, I'm gonna give you this for free, and then what I really kind of realized lately is how oddly generous people can be. Like, yeah, of course, people love free stuff, but they're really quite generous with parting with money because they like something. It's a sign that they liked, what you made was more important to them than the money, and that's why they would like to part with it. And I think that's a good rule. You read my content for free, watch it, whatever. You watch it for free. You get to decide exactly what you feel about it, and then you decide whether it was worth your time by buying or paying, or whatever. And I think I believe that's how the future is going to be for content creation. As far as that is concerned, then what options are there currently? There's a Gumroad, but Gumroad with a paywall. You have to pay before you get to see the thing. You can charge like $0 for it, pay what you want, but it doesn't really work. Kickstarter also pay money for this thing that you may never see, like that. So really option really left is Patreon. Now Patreon, it's not the best option, not the optimal option for what I support. The idea of you see, then you buy, because Patreon requires you to pledge first before seeing anything. But if it's all free anyway, then pledging is more of a show of support. It's not a paywall. You're not paying to see extra content. You're paying as, I guess, a sort of, yeah, pledge, I guess is the best word for it, as a show of faith, whatever you want to call it. But it's basically, I found that after much thinking that that was the best option for me. I'm gonna make all this content for you. I'm gonna make it free because I like free content. You all like free content. We all do. So let's make it free. But if you want the best content, you need money. So if you want to support it, if you want to make sure that everyone is fairly compensated, because passion can really drive you so far. Passion is important, but just that alone, without thinking through of how you're going to support yourself, it doesn't last long, I believe. Passion with temperance, prudence, big words, but basically knowing what to do, how to plan for when passion won't be enough. And so that's the route I chose. And at first, I didn't like the idea of making money off people. Like, I always thought I was more of an employment kind of guy. Like, I don't mind like a publisher or a studio or a company paying me, they're not people. They're some kind of, they're a faceless entity. They're manned by people, yes, but a group of people with investors and all that. So, I don't mind taking money from them. But, why should I take money from people like me? I can barely buy the shit I want. So, why should I take money from, like people like me? But that's when I realized, that this is just a very subtle change of mindset that it's not really, I guess I'm not supposed to think of it as like fleecing people for money, like pay me to get the content, because it's a double-edged sword. You're kind of like telling the viewer, oh, pay me to get more content, and it goes around for the creator as well, because the creator can be beholden to the viewer, to the consumer, which I don't like. Because if your viewers uh, pay your bills, put food on your table, they have the power to tell you how to decide your own story, and if they decide how to do your own story, you're not putting your heart, your vision into your story, and that's going to be bad for both of you. So I didn't like that either. But it's not really like that, is it? It's more like a show of support. And I support people on Patreon too, friends, creators who I really believe in, who stand for things that I believe in. Whether it's my friend, my creator friend, someone whose content I really like, someone who stands for things that I really believe in, like like fair rights for workers in the anime industry. Very very horrible industry towards its workers, towards its creators, and that's an industry I don't want to be a part of. But people who are passionate, who want to be there, they have no choice. How else are they going to have a platform to make what they want to create? And I want to support that. And it's sort of the same way. I don't think I'm standing for much really. I'm just making the things I like. I like Ruby. That's why I'm making fan works of Ruby right now. But not just that. You know, I'm making Ruby. Yes, it's a fan work. And being a fan work, it will be what will bring most of my audience. But Ruby is just one of many things I have inside my head, and I want to make a lot of things. And I believe that I have to somehow believe and tell myself to have the confidence that just like the same way that I believe that, I believe in my friends. I believe in these people who make content that seems, unremarkable to them, but it really means so much to me. Then I have to somehow believe that other people believe the same way about my work as well. And for we artists are not known for our self-esteem, so a thought like that is it can really lift you up. It's very humbling as well to know that you just doing what you were gonna do anyway, drawing a bunch of anime girls, blasting stuff, making cute expressions, I shouldn't belittle that, right? But just doing that means something, means a lot to not just one person, but a lot of people. It's a strange thing to really wrap your head around, to embrace, but as the years pass by, it just becomes more clear that that is the way things are. So to get to some semblance of a point here, why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, why I'm not making webtoons, why I'm doing, going all in on my videos, my video channel, because I tried the YouTubing thing, never really took to it. I don't really like filming or editing that much. It's a bit of an acquired taste, but really, I never really saw that I was gonna go all in on YouTube, right? I thought, I consider myself a manga artist, a comic artist, an artist, and what is an artist gonna do on YouTube by his own, right? The most you can do is, I guess, animatics. That's the closest like a solo artist is gonna do, unless they do like an art channel, right? Where they do like time lapses, art critique, motivational videos. But like I said, I'm a selfish person, and I don't like doing that. People who do that, really hats off to them, but I don't find myself doing that. I just want to make my own stuff. So I thought, going the manga route, the webtoon route would be the best way. But then I found out that I had to answer to publishers, to add to trends, what's popular, what's in. I can't make what I really want to make. I have to make what people think people want to see, and it's successful. It's very successful. People who do that are very successful, and I'm very curious. I would definitely like a bit of a taste of that. It's a lot of G's, but a full year of that, like 24 chapters, 48 chapters of compromising non-stop, having to push the brakes creatively every time, just to reevaluate not what I want to do, but is this going to be what will be approved? And that's my battery. But um, so yeah, I decided, like, the channel, you know, I at least have more freedom to make the things I want. I don't have to answer to platform. And why videos, right? Why not, just do like a free webcomic or free manga? I found that I'm a very solitary worker. I like to work alone, but part of me does like working on a team. I've worked with colorists, assistant artists, and I like the feeling of collaboration, the feeling that I'm amongst peers, the feeling that I am bouncing off creatively off people. They're sharing their ideas, they're bringing something to the table that I can't, and that elevates the work beyond something that I can do alone. I really like that. And working on the videos, working with voice actors, with music, with all these things, it adds a layer of really something I really, really enjoy that just doing a comic wouldn't have done. I really love voice acting. I love music. I love animation, cinematography, and these are not all things I could marry together in a webcomic, you know. But somehow or other, through trial and error, making these videos, I've I've quite liked them. It's not a perfect system. It still requires work, but I find that I want to keep making them, which is odd for me because I'm not a very motivated person. But I find myself keep wanting to make something. I want to think about what should I make next, and I'm excited because I want to hear the characters. I want to hear what those characters in my head sound like, but interpreted through the voice of another creator who loves what they're doing. And that's really, really empowering as an artist. It really energizes you. And that's sort of why I'm going, taking my channel more seriously and to really treat it as if it's not like, just a hobby, but something I can really not just make money from, but in the sense of like to be acknowledged that I can make a living off it, that this is something that is viable. And yeah, it's like, so it's not just Ruby or Fanworks. It's going to be whatever is on my head with the people that I want to work with, people that I really admire, to make things that I really enjoy and that people enjoy too. And that's why I take my channel more seriously. And if you've gone through all this so far just to get to the point, sorry about that, but that's why. If you believe in what I'm doing and want to support me, please prioritize yourself. I'm going to prioritize myself too. I'm not going to pay anyone more than what I'm willing to make. I'm willing to give. I'm I'm a poor as shit guy. I'm sure many of you are too. So please don't give beyond. It's not giving. Don't. If you want to support me, please do. But it's support. It's not giving money. Give cheerfully. Give because you want to. Give because what I make is more important to you than what you would have spent that money on. Is how I imagine it. I could have used this dollar or whatever to buy a slightly better meal, but you know what? I'll just have chicken rice. I'd rather give my friend here a little bit of money. So that's how I view it, and thank you for watching. And yeah, I will announce a Patreon page soon. So look out for that. And really, if you support my original works as well, and not just my Ruby works, I really thank you. Thank you for seeing potential in what I have to say as a creator. Not just my fan works, but really like things that really all of me. So thank you, and till next time, let's keep going.